Welcome, class, to Mobile Suit Saga: A New Dawn, a PlayStation 2 RPG that I first played in 2007, and which I now bring to you in the form of a Let's Play. We're going to start a new game, and of course we have to name our character, and that won't do. Now, some of you know the origin of the name Arpiton. But for those of you who don't, now's as good a time to tell you as any. Way back in the mid-2000s, there was a Hong Kong dub of the Zeta Gundam remastered movies that came out. And in the Hong Kong dub that I saw, the Hong Kong subtitle version that I saw, no less than 4 different characters and one ship, the Agama, were all called Arpiton in the subtitles, for no explicable reason. Amuro was Arpiton, Astonage was Arpiton, the Argama was Arpiton, and we couldn't figure it out, but I thought it was hilarious. And I took the name, and I've been using it ever since. Even though, what I've learned over time trying to use this game on certain online services, those 4 letters put together don't mean a very good thing in Spanish. But anyway, MS Saga: A New Dawn. This is, I'm gonna say, one of my favorite Gundam video games. And it's really not a Gundam video game. Except it so is. We got our standard post-apocalyptic setting, deserts and all. We've got our standard apocalypse, this one called the Great Fall, pretty generic. And then, these two. Here's our main character. His actual name is Tristan. Tristan has terrible hair. That's the Gundam. And heterochromia, which for a long time was a shortcut to making a character unique. Probably still is in a lot of character designs. The other kid is Fritz. He's great. So that's a MS-78-2 Gundam on the right and a Zaku-1 on the left. That's a GM. That's a bunch of different parts. We'll talk about that. Big Zam, gun cannon, generic anime girl design from the mid-2000s, new Gundam. And that's a GAW carrier. You know, all this stuff is lovingly rendered in the sort of super deformed style for the robots, whereas the characters have fairly normal proportions. It's an interesting design choice, but at the time, the super deformed model kits being put out by Bandai were very popular, as was the rising super deformed Gundam animations and so on that eventually went on to become Gundam Superior Defender. Oh, that bucket hat, I remember it so well. I really love Gundam. It's my favorite thing from Japan. So I'll be talking about the history of the series a little bit as we go through this Let's Play. Because honestly, the story is pretty generic role-playing game JRPG story. But let's get into this G-spot first and see what is coming out of it. Obviously, this is a relic from time before the Great Fall. But what does it do? Well, it builds chibi gunpla for you. Oh, there's some voice acting in this. Unicorn, of course, being one of the call signs taken by Amuro Ray throughout his life. White unicorn.
So this is a mobile suit? Wow, that's cool. Yeah, The G system's really something. I had no idea you could make such huge things with it. Does this mean we're really going after them? Of course. That's why we made this. I knew it. I'm with you.
If you're not sure what they mean by them, that's okay. We don't know yet either. But speaking of which, we've got an MSO1 Zaku 1 here, with its signature mono eye.
A mobile suit? How the heck did it get in here? Who cares? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna fight, that's what.
I'm gonna punch it in the knee!
No way! We gotta get out of here! Now! Take it easy, Fritz. But nothing. We've got to get through this.
This is an RGM-79 GM. It's the mass-produced Earth Federation Forces mech. It was put into production long after it was really...
Fritz, I don't know how to pilot this thing.
Should have been too late for it to make a difference in the 1 year's war, but...
Me? How? The manual Marie gave us. Remember? Flip through it, come on!
But they were deployed to great effect at the Battle of Abao-Aku, for example. And backed up the Amuro Ray and the White Base with the Gundam, gun tank, and gun cannon. And of course, the G-Bull, G-Defensor, or not G-Defensor, G-Bull, and other such units. Don't worry about this tutorial stuff. They're just telling you how to move. You move like you would in any other game. Whee! Gotta go fast. So, technically it is a better machine than the Zaku 2, the Zeonic Forces mass-produced war model, but it tended to sort of get the short end of the stick in terms of its depictions, largely because its pilots didn't have the mobile suit piloting experience the Zaku pilots did by the time they got out there. Soldier, and I love their helmets. I really love these dumb helmets. I don't think so. Come and get it! Tough guy, huh? Don't worry, I'm not going to do voice acting. But every once in a while, when there's a great cliche like that, really, how could I resist? So one of the signature design parts of the Federation mechanical designs done by, in real life, Kunio Okawara, who did most of the Mobile Suit Gundam series, is that they would have guns in their foreheads, head Vulcans. And these have the same. You could also punch, but they'll punch you back. Gotta be careful of that cross counter. Punching's not that much better. In fact, punching would be a bad choice in this fight because the enemy has an axe. And it will do that much damage to you every time it uses it. It doesn't always use it. I've done this beginning fight many, many times. And usually it sticks with the machine gun, which does slightly less damage, like our head Vulcan, but doesn't get a counterattack. Gotcha. Don't worry about all this stuff you see at the bottom. I'll explain it to you as we go. HP, obviously, hit points. Experience, CT is credits. I have salvaged 2 weapons from this dude. In crushing him. Yeah, woohoo! I did it! Something notably lacking from this iteration of the Gundam franchise, and from a lot of later iterations of the Gundam franchise, is the protagonist reflecting on the fact that they've just killed someone for the first time, or eventually realizing that they've been killing people all along, not just blowing up robots, and having to deal with that. Amuro took it badly. Camille from Zeta Gundam did a little better with it. Judo always kind of felt bad about it in Double Zeta. I'm most familiar with the Universal Century, aka the good one. Good ones. One of them! And we still don't know who they are. We've got the mysterious they here. Fritz at least is excited for us. But not stirred. That's right, I did. Almost everything to do with it. I mean, I did push some buttons. Anyway. Whoever that is. Rude? She's probably like 30. You want to hang out here? Get stepped on by the next Zaku to come through? Okay, go, you know, buff your helmet or whatever. Fritz, I assume, is named after Fritz Lang. Tristan, probably the knight. Yay, we got a Zaku 1. Not terribly. Yup. Good. Oh, right. Now we're talking. Now, here we get to the coolest part of this game, if you're a Gundam fan, or even just someone who likes to build Gundam model kits. You get to mix and match, not just weapons, but also body parts of different Gundam mecha to create horrible monstrosities that are nonetheless can be pretty effective. In this case, it's not too extreme yet. Obviously, we're just giving basic Zaku weapons to a GM and a Zaku. But it gets pretty crazy later on. You saw a hint of it in the opening cutscene there, where they had that Bawu and Goo farm attached to a GM. Anyway, top left, that's the encounter radar. Blue means safe, yellow means danger. That refilled our health, but not our technique points, I should say. That was my test game to make sure the recording worked. It took me 3 hours to get this recording properly. I will not make you watch me save stuff in future. These are treasure boxes. You can probably guess what these things do just from the name. Yellow means danger, orange means an imminent, red means it's happening right now. You can get attacked in yellow. And there's some tanks. These are also tanks from the original Mobile Suit Gundam, designed by Okawara. So you can choose the weapon you want to attack. It's got the attack power here, and the amount of energy it uses. Energy are those little bars down below the character portraits. Zaku Punch! Now, these folks don't have enough hit points for us to worry about using the gun on them, so you can see how energy builds up turn after turn. Below Fritz's portrait, he's at 4, and if that had gone another round, he'd be at 5. This means nothing right now, but would soon mean something important to us. Like every JRPG, there's a lot of grinding involved in this game. I will be doing that off screen. There's the box. That's a good one. We're gonna save it for now, though. I just love seeing these mechs stomping around. You know how much I love giant robots. So these battles, I'll start cutting them out once they start taking more time. Right now they're pretty quick, and there's not a lot going on in them. So there's no point taking the extra time to weave this together. But, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, you can also walk if you want to be slow. And that's useful at some points in the game. Can we take a minute to appreciate how perfectly stupid the name Mobile Suit is? Keep in mind, this is my favorite thing from Japan, Mobile Suit Gundam, the original, and Zeta Gundam, of course, but I love how dumb so much of it is. Them, what they did. Oh, could you be any more vague? Okay, now we know it was something that was done to Miss Natalie and children, which is bad. Probably has something to do with that black mobile suit. Sudden musical shifts! We can do anything we set our minds to!
Head north. That's the way to Marie's place. Marie's place?
Oh, be quiet, Fritz. Bomb. This authentic sound effects, too. I love it. Alright, here we are on the world map. World map is pretty much what you would expect. We're going to that town right up there. But first off, I'd like to show you just a couple of things out here on the world map. Spring. You can get into fights in the forest. I guess I should show you what that Zaku machine gun looks like firing. Although, oh, a miss. Although you did already see it. You'll notice that Tristan always goes first. That will be sorry, not Tristan. You'll notice that Fritz always goes first. That will be important later on. The speed and energy gaining properties of different pilots and different mobile suits are all very important things for us to see. I'm going to do just a little bit of grinding. I'm going to catch up to you once we hit level 2 because something important happens there. So this is where it happens. This is not where it happens. Oh dear. Okay, but now though, for sure. There we go. Boost attack. Shoot all. What do these mean? Well, let me show you. First off, I'm going to go into turbo mode for a sec and get into a fight. Alright, as you can see, Fritz is giving us a tip. Let's use those boost attacks we just learned. Obviously, we need to build up energy to use them. Yep. So. Oop. I'm going to have both of them charge. I'll just take the hit here. Aha, or not. Now. Boost attack. Shoot all. These are special moves that you can do when you have enough energy for them. Everyone learns different boost attacks, and you gain different ones at different levels. And that's all I have to say about them right now. Except that we will be doing some fancy footwork in terms of mobile suit design later on that makes boost attacks more impressive than you might think. Alright, let's go into this town. This is the fossil. Oh no! At least one more, apparently. I don't recall if they ever tell us her actual age. But Fritz is really just being a jackass here. People wear makeup for a wide variety of reasons, and it's not for us to judge that. Has she noticed our giant robots yet? It might be good if she sees them. That's a GM sniper head, I believe. Well, it's got the right visor for it, but it shouldn't have that Gundam antenna. That's a sacred thing. We'll talk more about the designs and the origins of the RX-78-2 Gundam design and the iconic Zaku 2 design as we get to them in the game, so don't worry, I got you covered. We forgot to design an extra mobile suit standing pad in this map. Alright, GPS. I can't remember if there's anything hidden back here or not. Doesn't look like it. But we can always use another regeneration kit. They sure are. They're the best. Oh, that's just... okay. And here we are at Marie's house. Yeah, it's got the Gundam antenna, but it looks like a GM sniper head. I could be wrong. It might be a side design I'm not familiar with. Thank you! It's the best one, for now. It was an attempt. As always, I like to get on with the game. Show me what the screen has to say.
There's so many lights.
There are 4 lights.
They are?
Mobile suits?
Exactly. Each light represents a single suit.
That's not so many.
But there's so many of them.
Nah, I could count them. If I paused there. If you paused there and counted them, give yourself 1,000 points.
That's the power of the G system. Even you were able to harness it. But this production speed, it's off the charts. I don't like the looks of this. Not one bit.
I don't know, it looks great to me. I'm glad everyone's getting their own giant robot. What a utopia. Oh, right. We're looking for specifically the black mobile suit. We'll just destroy every single one until we find the one we want. That won't have any negative repercussions or societal backlash. It's a vowel. It should serve you well. Oh. Yeah. I love unicorns. Oh, you know, in a forest glade. They'll approach you if you're a virgin. Constable Ox. He loves vengeance and sending miners into battle. It's a Gundam tradition. Alright. You can sleep in here to restore your hip and tip. That's HP and TP. For free. For free, I said. You can sleep in here. I guess you can't. I thought you could. Maybe it's the other room. There we are. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm good. New day, here I come. So, Mobile Suit Gundam originally came out in 1979, created by Yoshiyuki Tomino, with help from writer Hajime Itate, and of course their designer, Kunio Okawara. And there's a wonderful story about how they got it made the way they wanted it to be. And I'll tell you about that as we go through. But if you want to skip ahead, there's a very funny, fictionalized version of it in a manga called Gundam Sousei. S-O-U-S-E-I. It's fictionalized, but it's adorable. And if you already know, don't spoil it too much for the people in the comments who are waiting to hear the story of Gundam. Good stuff. Well, we are going to make our way. What? Yeah? Oh. I can see it through these monitors. Gotta remind yourself what you're fighting for, eh? It's somewhere? The world map may look slightly familiar to you. Where's the orphanage? Ah. Not so far after all. Fun thing that I forgot is sleeping in a bed doesn't actually fix your robots. So you have to get Fritz to use his repair technique to repair your robots, and then go rest to refill Fritz's technique points. Anyway, here's a burned orphanage. Imagine that. Some backstory, at last. That's the Zaku 2, the most iconic Gundam design ever. echoing the words that he said before in the future. I'm definitely a kid, but I'm at that age where I think I'm not. You're such a generic anime protagonist. Ganbare, Arpitan. Well, that's a nice, pleasant memory that we had. Nothing negative about that. Happy, almost idyllic childhood, you know, all things considered. Oh, no. This doesn't look good. Oh, no. What?
What the? What is that?
A design that launched 1 million model kits. Don't waste your bullets. It's just a kid.
Giant robots?
Chicks dig giant robots.
No!
That's 100 points for you. Ooh. That's not good for your neck. Or your spine. Or your
No.
emotional development.
Miss Natalie.
And there comes the tragedy. And now we know who they are. Well, we know what they look like. For such violently vengeful sentiments, this music feels a little out of place. I'm gonna murder somebody! You with me, buddy? We're gonna commit murder! I know you hate violence, but this violence is for you. Goodbye, Miss Natalie. Now, the more we learn about these people who destroyed the orphanage, the more justifiable and understandable this violence will become. But that will have to wait for the next part of the series, because for now, we're going to end this introductory episode to MS Saga, and I'll wish you, as I always do, all the best until the next time.